Oh, that's right. You ain't gonna let me know. I'll see the countdown, bro. Excellent. Welcome everyone everywhere to another installment of the Elite Thinking Club. Chris, Jules, Julien, my co-host Michael, Liz. Guys, all right?
Hi.
Oh yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Tonight's episode, these guys have no idea what I've chosen to talk about. I haven't even let them know, so it's just going to be sprung on them, and then we're going to get a genuine response from the questions. So tonight's episode, talking about dating successfully. That's it. It's quite broad. I'm going to ask about dating successfully. I'm going to ask you guys, right? First and foremost, what consists a good date? Like, what would you guys plan for a good date? Or first and foremost, would you even plan it? Michael being a guy, Liz being a girl. Just from that, what's your responses?
I personally wouldn't plan a date. I would obviously I would organize like a day to meet and go out, but I would do free flow, let it run naturally and just go with the flow and see where we end up, see what we do. Yeah.
So you're not hard to please, really, then, Liz. You're just happy to go wherever and do whatever. All right, that's fine. That's cool.
Well,
Michael?
yeah, it's all about the energy, isn't it? And vibes and all of that. So.
All right.
Well, one of my first dates with a lady was so this is when I lived in Stevenage, and we drove to Nottingham Hooters. So it was quite a distance just to go to Hooters eat. First date, and then when we got there, the lady found out it's the first date, and then said in front of her, "Says there's going to be a second date." And I was like, depends how the drive home goes.
Okay. Right. So obviously, for those just tuning in, welcome everyone on to the Elite Thinking Club. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe, hit the like button. We're esoteric thinkers. We think outside the box of most things. And yeah, follow us and introduce yourself to tonight's episode. We're talking about dating successfully. I just asked Michael and Liz just straight off the bat. I didn't even know that obviously I was asking them this, and they've just answered with what they're pretty happy about dating. But Michael, you didn't actually answer. Would you plan the date, or was that Hooters date just like, I don't know, did you like put loads of things in a hat and then pull it out and be like, oh, we're going Hooters? Or why would you take a girl to Hooters? Quick question.
Because the food is lovely.
Food is
so
lovely.
It started off us talking about what we wanted to eat. I said I loved American food, and there's a it's called OK Diner on the A1M.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, only a little bit further, and then you get to Hooters. And then she was like, oh, I love Hooters. So it just kind of spiraled.
She said she loves Hooters.
There you go.
Mate, then yeah, you made the right choice. You take her to Hooters. Awesome. You didn't even have to plan it. She told you where she wanted to go. Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, Hooters is lovely food. Like the boneless wings there. Oh, my God.
Okay. Right. So here's another question, right? For people just tuning in. Just so you know, shout out to some of the viewers. Truth Seeker, she says the simple things. So I want to, if you can, elaborate on that. The simple things in a date. What makes a successful date? So firstly, does everyone know about the rule, the age rule, before we get too much into it? So I'm imagining that you guys aim for people of the same age group as yourself. Is that true?
No, the one I went to Hooters with was 19.
Hold on. Right, so you went for someone younger, Michael? And Liz, did you just say that you go for someone older?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. You guys, who do you go for? Do you go for younger or do you go for older people in the dating game? And if you're with someone at the moment, that's cool. Just have fun with it. It's just fun, right? So the age rule apparently is that you take your age and you half it and then you add 7 years, and that is your cutoff. You're not supposed to go for anyone younger than that. Have you ever heard that rule before?
I've never heard it, but I'm now trying to work it out. Okay,
so in essence, a 50-year-old man should be dating no one younger than 32.
Add 7, did you say?
Yeah, half your age, add 7. That's your cutoff, apparently.
Really? That's quite young for me.
Shout out to the viewers. Truth Seeker's just like 8 years either way. That could be a rule. Could be a rule.
Oh.
So half the years, add 7.
23.5, but then she was she was 19 when I was 33.
So that rule is in place so that the success of the date should be positive. It should be successful. It shouldn't be weird or awkward. If you're going with someone way too older or way too younger, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, there's different levels to maturity in mind. I'm not just talking about grown-ups, talking about adults. You could be a grown-up and not be an adult. You get what I'm saying? And you highlighted earlier, Liz, about vibe. I think vibe is a massive, massive thing when it comes to dating. Chemistry, connection, even, go as deep as zodiac sign. Some people would want to know that information before they even go on the date. That's how much they deep it, I'm not like that. Even, actually, that's not true. I am like that, but I won't let it affect my wanting to, do you know what I mean, go on a date.
Won't change your judgment if the vibes are good, if they're Scorpio or whatever,
Okay. Let's get
that'll change my opinion on it.
Will it?
Yeah, if they start telling me about their zodiac signs, I'd be like, I'm probably not
Michael
suited to this
believe
person.
in it, does he? So
if she started asking you about the zodiac signs, you wouldn't want to take her on a date.
No,
you wouldn't even.
Would you tell her that you identify as a Libra?
Yeah, well, at the moment, yeah. And that's only because my dad was a Libra.
So if let's imagine now, right, that you're trying to create this date. What if they turned around and said, look, I don't want to go on my own, I want to bring someone with me? How would you react to that? You've been on a double date before?
I've never done that.
Date?
I'm not really experienced dating properly, so I guess I'd be open to it because I don't know, why not? I guess Liz,
it sounds like you're open to anything. Liz, it sounds like you can't fail on it. Look, if anyone wants to take Liz on a date, she'll do anything. Just let her know.
Hey!
You could just turn up at her door and just stand there for an hour.
No, don't. Okay. I think I wouldn't judge them on it. I would have to meet them first. So, because for all you know, you could say, oh, that's a bit weird, completely judge the situation, and then say, no, I don't feel comfortable. Don't worry about going on the date. And then you could actually have thrown away a really good connection and really good, possible relationship. So yeah, I would see how I felt at the time, going into it, I would see. And if it felt weird, then the next time if somebody suggested it, I'd be like, no, I've been there, done that. Didn't work.
Okay, so you do. Okay, that was a later on question, so I will come back to that. Simply that some people would be scarred from past experiences and then not want to do it again. Do you know what I mean? It can hold a limitation to what they're experienced. And okay, let's go into that a little bit later in the episode. But Michael, if the girl turned around to you and said, look, I want to bring a friend along, would you be happy to do that? Or do you believe a successful date should just be you and them?
So you're on about her bringing just one date?
It's a good question. Let's go with double date to begin with.
See, by
the way, just so you know, this is the first
I'd
date.
definitely be open. Yeah, I'd be open to a double date because then if there's it's
more people
less likely to have quietness. So then if you're not saying anything, at least you can bounce off other people.
Yeah, all right. So let's imagine you go on that double date, but her friend. Let's imagine, because this is the first date, right? You obviously like this girl because you've only just seen this girl. But imagine she brings her friend, and her friend kinda has a better chemistry with you than her.
Ouch.
Right? Yeah. I'm just saying it's a possibility.
Is it their first date?
Imagine that. Well, yeah, in essence, your first date in two people.
Because then you can swap.
Oh no.
Well, it's funny, I personally believe that if you're going on dates, you shouldn't be doing double dates until I think you're established. Do you get what I mean?
Because maybe not the first date.
Yeah, then you know for sure. Even if
So you do a double date on a first date? That's mad. Okay, well, it is what it is.
I don't know, no, because I don't think you're really going to get that one-on-one time, and you're not going to actually like truly get to see them like in their own form. You're going to get to see them with their friend or somebody who might be a bit of a comfort blanket for them, you know. And yeah, I think the one-on-one on the first date, because also when you go on a first date, sometimes you're like, nah, absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
I truly believe that if anyone asked to bring a second opinion with them on a first date, I would have to say no. It's not going to happen. I'm not dating you +1, because what it feels to me is you're not capable of making decisions yourself.
Yeah, true.
To handle yourself, or you know, you're not trusting me enough to go on a date. Do you get what I'm saying? Anyway, 'cause
Yeah.
I wouldn't
I mean,
just
if,
like,
if it was a
you know,
plus
you know,
one, then I'm
Mm.
not really for that. So if she was
shout out
just
to
bringing a friend,
7301.
that would be a bit weird if she's just got a friend with her.
Okay, now let's do some more on this, right? So we're developing this first date. Okay, what would you suggest as a location for the first date?
Hooters.
Hooters. Right, let's all right. First off, let's establish the outcome. I think this is a very important part of why you would go on a date. You are going on this date for a specific outcome. So if you're going on a date, most people's outcomes, what are they?
To
See
see
if
if
you're
they like the
compatible.
person and if they get on and if they're compatible, and if there is, you know, a connection.
Okay, obviously that's like, hey Anini, we see you. There she is.
Hey.
Like, I suppose. Okay. Michael, answer to that question. The same thing as Liz.
Yeah,
Chemistry.
to be fair, I did say, yeah, connection.
Connection.
Gel.
You want to establish. Okay, so
Yeah.
where would you take your first date? If you know the outcome is just to create connection, just to see if there's anything there. Location, where is it? Put it in the comments, guys, where you think a first date should take place. Because what is it? Dinner? Is it what, cinema? Is it? Let's get the pros and cons of all these
I
things.
would take them.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't do
to-
cinema.
I would take them to like a beach for a picnic, or like a river walk, and sit outside a cafe, and you know, somewhere where it's not too busy, not too crowded. So yeah,
With scenery, I suppose, as well.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Michael, you said not cinema. Why not cinema?
Yeah, definitely not cinema, because then you're not really talking, then are you? You have to be quiet and watch a film.
Yeah.
So
Just
I can do that by
effectively sit next
myself.
to them.
Yeah, just sit next to him for like 3 hours and be like,
Yeah.
yeah. Just
I mean,
say it for free.
when there's a packed cinema, you sit next to random people, so you don't talk to them.
And imagine doing that, Michael, for
Get
3
connection.
hours, and then she turns around and asks you for your star sign.
Yeah. What a waste that would be.
Right.
Flick.
If you bought a popcorn on top, oh no.
Oh.
What's even funny? What's crazier for me is if she asked me for my star sign on the first date. For me personally, I'd be interested more. I know me and you, Michael, are different, but you know I love you still.
Yeah,
I would be very more. I'd be like, okay, so what do you know about that?
Yeah, it
And
wouldn't bother me. I'd have a gig.
I'd throw a fastball out there and give her a fake one. I'd be like, yeah, you know, I'm one of the shit ones like Capricorn.
God,
I don't know. All the Capricorn watchers like, this call me shit. I'm winding you up. But yeah, I don't know. I'd be interested to find out what she knows. 100%. So where are we? We're not going cinema. Liz said somewhere open space with scenery and a picnic. Liz, what would you put, like a picnic? So it's daytime, midday. That's your date, yeah? It's not evening.
Yeah.
You're a midday type girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Michael, would you prefer morning, evening, or midday?
Closer to evening.
You're an evening type guy.
As in you're a little bit more chilled out.
Yeah. See, I got no energy by the evening.
Probably at Hooters, like I said.
See, I do during the day, and if like
Monster.
it's really good, really good, we could end up, you know, walking like from the beach or the river, from the picnic, and going into a nice restaurant for something hot to eat, you know, and just carry it on. So it would be actually a long, lingering date. See?
So you like walking
Would that
on a date, Liz?
Yeah.
would that be one date or that 2 dates?
Well, no, that would be one date, but you're still on that date, aren't you? You're still doing different things. See? So whereas in the evening, you kind of go have the meal or, you know, whatever. And then it's like you're home. So
Okay, so a few things have been established there. On a successful date, to have a successful date, needs to be scenery. You have to be able to speak. Okay. And you've mentioned food twice, Liz. I don't know if you're a foodie, but you have dropped food in there twice. So is food an essential thing to have on a first date? Let us know.
Yes, because I mean, if I don't eat during the day at some point, then yeah, I'm going to be a little bit of a gremlin. So.
Okay. Also, eating food makes you feel good, don't it?
Yeah.
When you feel good, you look good, and then everything's good. You don't want to be. Yeah. All right. Cool. Do you get drunk on a first date?
No, absolutely not.
I'm not talking like absolutely shit faced. I'm just talking a little bit. You don't get drunk.
No.
No. Okay, cool. So that's something you don't do on a first date. That's two people there. But I don't drink anyway, but you know, I wouldn't drink on a date just because it's a date.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you also the type of person to tell them what you think they want to hear for you to get the desired outcome, or are you just straight up okay to, you know, be yourself?
Straight up be yourself. Otherwise, they're not
myself.
connecting.
I don't
with
lie
the
for
real
anything.
you. They're not actually liking the real you, and you'll come unstuck later on because they'll realise that the person they thought they liked was in fact a facade and was pretense. So
nailed it, Liz. Love that. All right, let's keep going. So we've talked about location, kind of mentioned atmosphere. I think, was it Michael, you said there needs to be people, or Liz, you said there needs to be other people there. Does there need to be other people there?
No, I said somewhere sort of where it's not as busy. So like I wouldn't go into like a city centre where there's a lot of traffic and a lot of people. I would go, like I said, like beach, picnic, river walk, you know, cafe outside. Cafes can be busy too, but basically where you can hear each other talk and you can, you know, sort of feel each other's energy and just actually feel like it's a relaxed and, you know, natural flow to it.
Okay. We got this, we're summarizing like the first date now, yeah? Now, really imagine that you're going on this first date. Please, just imagine you're going on this first date and you aren't knowing where you're going. So what do you decide to wear? It's a first date, yeah? Bearing in mind, what is your desired outcome? Think that too. Because if your desired outcome is to, I don't know, get laid, secure a second date, you know, what's your desired outcome? What are you wearing?
I would go classy casual.
Classy casual.
Yeah.
What is this, a works do? What are you going on a date?
Yeah, no, I would, because if I'm going to, like, you know, I wear heels all the time anyway for work. So I would, you know, I wouldn't go too overdressed, but I also wouldn't go like, you know, going around my friends for a sleepover, you know? So I would go, you know, I would try and reflect like me sort of on a normal day, really.
Yeah. I'm intrigued to know what girls wear on when they go around their friends' houses for sleepovers.
No, you don't.
If it's not, I don't know. If it's not, okay.
Dog.
Michael,
sorry, my dog is
what you wear? You going the same as Liz? You going, you know, you're not going in like,
well,
I don't know.
It depends on the circumstance. It depends where you're going. So if you're going to a restaurant, and I just wear like my Salomons, my normal trousers, and then a shirt. Well, not a shirt, but like.
Oh, you wouldn't wear a shirt? You wear a t-shirt?
Shirts.
What about shirt with a collar up, no button? You know,
no. I'm not wearing a shirt. I didn't wear a shirt to my mum's funeral, so I'm not wearing a shirt to a date.
You went topless?
No, I went to my mum's funeral. I went to a with tracksuit bottoms, tracksuit top, and trainers.
Oh, is that not the look for a date? That's for funerals. Oh, okay.
What would you wear, Jules?
I'm winding you up, brother. In all honesty, I would actually wear pure casual. On a first date, it is whole casual. I'm not even about getting smart for this, because to be fair, what I had intended on the date, if the desired outcome is like a level of things, like that's a good outcome, move on to the next, that's a good outcome, move on to the next. I have like a step-by-step process before I'm fully in it. Like I'll be like, wow, this happened way faster than I expected. But we're gonna move on to that in a sec. I would always go casual on the first date, Liz, 100%. There's no two ways about it. If they say, oh, you know, I thought you was taking me out or whatever, I'll be like, that's date 2. Don't get too excited just yet. You know what I mean? You've got a few trials to pass. And I'd actually say that out loud. I would make a joke of it and I'd say it out loud. Just so that, I don't know, if she can take a joke, it's not even a joke, it's the truth. You know what I mean?
So, yeah.
So, I want to ask you two if you think this is a good, because I do, this is kind of what I would do. On a first date, I believe the best place to take a person is IKEA.
That's brilliant, actually. I'd be in there for hours.
I seriously do. I would take a first date. I wouldn't even tell her. Well, I would tell her. I'd be like, yeah, you know what? I feel like we should just go IKEA. To have a little laugh. It's a place to walk. They got food there. And I think it gives a lot of talking points to get to know a person, as well as see how they respond to certain furniture and like how they would style their house. And you've got something to talk about, like the house. And I know it sounds really bad, but I think it's just a real good tactic. When I go on dates, I like them to forward think. Imagine what it'd be like if we were picking this. Do you get what I mean? And that helps build the chemistry, because I'd be honest and just be like, ah, I'm not putting that in the fucking house. Are you crazy? What is that? And if she didn't really like that, if she took real bad offense to that, I'd be like, all right, that's cool. And also, if it is really going really bad, you could lose them real quick. You could just like say, oh, you know, you got to just jet off. So just run through IKEA and just like say, oh my god, she touched me, and everyone's gonna look like, who did? I say her, she did, and she'll just go, what the fuck? And then I'm legging it. I'm gone straight out there, and I'm gonna live there, so I can go, you know. Blocked.
Oh my god, blocked. That is so.
You can tell I thought it through. Now, obviously,
read that, you know, in a magazine. Someone wrote in and said someone did that to them. Was that you, Jules?
They ain't caught me yet, Liz.
I'm joking.
But no, I seriously do think it's a real good place to take on a first date. Why? Because location, atmosphere, there's food, and it's just got really good talking points, and you're not obviously looking at the person too much. You know, it's just. Plus, I think it's just nice. You can go casually, and then that's it. That's it. If it goes any further,
we're not having a first date then.
Nah, you don't like it, Michael.
I hate IKEA.
I quite like forever.
Yes. All right. That's it. So let's imagine that the date is successful. Okay. Let's say that you want to go on a second one. Okay. Second date. Where are you guys taking your date on a second date? Or are you even taking them? Are they taking you? Oh shit, I didn't even ask the question, but I'll ask it later. But no, you know what? I'll ask it now. Let's say you go out to eat. Are you the type of person who believes a gentleman should pay? Or do you think it should be the person who asked the person on a date? Or do you not believe that at all? Just split or eat your own food, or what?
I think it should just be split both ways, whether you like them or not. Because at the end of the day, you know, you're then paying for yourselves, aren't you? And there's no sort of sense of obligation or anything like that. And I don't think there should be a sense of obligation, especially not to men, you know, where there's this stereotypical tradition in society that men should always pay for everything. I don't think that's fair, because, you know, if I was a bloke, I wouldn't want to be paying for everything. Hell no. What if you don't like them?
Yeah.
What if she's like weird or got a funny laugh or smells
or eats like
yeah. Imagine she's just sitting there like, yeah, I'll have everything, and she just starts gobbling it down. You're just thinking, what the fuck?
So I think it should be equal. You know, I'm more than happy to pay my own way, and more than happy to pay, and I have done. I have paid for my own meals and stuff. You know, so
and you pay for mine.
If a guy wants, just saying, if a guy wants to pay and he insists on paying, there's nothing wrong with that either, because it can get awkward and uncomfortable if he's like, no, then you're like, no, half and half, because then you don't want to come across as like some scary feminist, but you know,
yeah.
I mean, I to pay a date at least.
It's weird because I think I always have as well. It's just a bit, now obviously it's different times, you know. It's I suppose, because I don't really date now. It's just long. I'd rather it's weird.
Mine's mostly I'll be asked to work out what half is.
I think you're right though. I think I make you right on that, Liz, because there was a time when I don't know, it would almost be seen as the thing to do. Yeah, it's the expected thing, and that's society, isn't it? You know, that it really is. That's deeply ingrained. But I suppose now we live in a time where people are quite comfortable to actually be like, no, you know what? I split it in half because it's the first date. Yeah. I like that. Okay, cool. Second date. Everything's been successful on the first one. Obviously, you're liking them. Even if the desired outcome, I can't even act like I haven't landed on the first date. Like, let's just say the second date was already established. You know, this person came home with me basically, or I went home with them. But let's say that don't happen and you are booking this second date. Where are you taking your second date?
Well, my second date is normally
go on,
a film at home. We watch a film at mine.
Yeah, you invite them back to your house on a second date.
But they could be a serial killer.
And it's normally, well, I'm good with that. It's normally Frozen.
What's Frozen? The film you watch.
Hilarious. Oh, Brilliant.
I wouldn't go on, Liz.
I was going to say something like, I'm trying to go off of what my friends have done that they've told me, because when they've dated and stuff. So I would say something like zoo or something, but I personally wouldn't want to.
Okay.
If someone said, "Oh, second date, yep, I've got tickets for the zoo," I don't really like zoos.
I was
Personally,
surprised. Yeah, I'd be like, I wouldn't go to the zoo.
I wouldn't like it. But I know people who have said to me, "Oh, I'm going on a second date," and I'm like, "Oh, where are you going?" And they're like, "The zoo," and I'm like, "What?" So, yeah, I personally wouldn't like that. So, that was just like an example of what I've been told. So, I would say roller skating.
That is crazy that you said that. One of the viewers just put in ice skating in the comments. So yeah,
because one, I like it and I'm quite good at it, and two, it would be hilarious. I would get a six-pack from laughing if they couldn't skate and they were falling all over the place. I mean, they might hate me by the end of it, but
Yeah, someone else has put, go where you've got things in common. So yeah, from establishing on the first date what you've both got in common, that's really good. Good direction there to set up the second one, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, real cool. I like that a lot. If I was gonna go on a second date, I'd put it to your first date, Liz. You know when you said about open space, going for a picnic and going for a walk? I think that would be my second date.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't even be casual though. I would go as you suggest, which is smart cas. I would go 100% smart cas, or not even smart, more toward the smart side, because then after that picnic, I'd be trying to think like, night's still young, want to go somewhere. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I would do it. And then obviously then talk about all the things. If you struggle for conversation, I know that you guys know I don't. I talk for flipping England. Maybe I don't know. It's not even a good thing, because they wouldn't be able to, they'd be like at the date, they'd be like, he talks fucking forever. They tell their friends on the text, this guy, he don't shut the fuck up. And guess what else he's got? He's got a podcast where he talks shitloads as well. I don't know if I would be with this guy. But I would definitely talk about, if you struggle for conversation, your first date, talk about all the successes in the first date, talk about everything you had in common, like the viewer just said there, and talk about things that, even bring up things that you didn't, just to stir up just a bit of, because it can't always be positive. It's nice sometimes to have the balance of, oh yeah, remember that thing that you chose, and make a joke of it. Remember that thing that you chose that you would put in your house. Glad you're living on your own then. Just throw in a funny joke, make them laugh. Okay, so Michael's first date is Hooters. All right, shout to this is gonna be great. Michael's first date is Hooters. Liz's first date is a picnic. My first date is IKEA. Second date, Liz is ice skating. Roller skating. Mine is Liz's first date, the picnic thing. And Michael is snug on a sofa watching Frozen. Go on, son. Imagine that.
Well, I used to have my TV at the end of my bed, so we'd actually watch it laying in bed.
Decent.
And then you're already there for if things go well.
Yeah, let it go. Okay, let's say that this second date, right, and the desired outcome, if you've gone on the second date, chances are, if it's successful, this third date is where you've got to nail it. This is, I believe, the one that makes you decide whether or not you're not even, I know it sounds like you're jumping into it quick, but the dating kind of comes, it's no longer, it should be a bit more intimate than dating. You know a lot about this person. You've spent time with this person. You spent, it should be on the first date. I think the establishing date, correct me if I'm wrong. What do you guys think? Do you think third date time is make or break time? If they ain't taking you home after that, then I think you're just wasting time, personally. But what do you guys think?
I wouldn't necessarily take a man home on the third date. I mean, he can come in for some biscuits and crisps and like whatever. But,
are they codes for something else?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. No, that is not code for something else. I don't know. Everybody's different, but I think I'd take my time. I would take my time to really get to know that person before they come up in my space. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, Liz. Yeah, of course. Like, your personal space is your personal space. And I believe, though, if if the connection is, if the chemistry is there, if you've done all that in the first 2 dates, there's no reason why you shouldn't feel comfortable inviting that person back to your house.
I wouldn't feel uncomfortable, but I'm just saying it wouldn't necessarily be for being physical.
But it has to be. That what, just so throughout dating history, if you ever invite someone back to your house, you're implying one thing. Otherwise,
well,
that is mixed signal.
No, he's not. They're not coming back. No.
Okay, because that is real mixed signals, I believe, anyway.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Well, then I wouldn't give mixed signals. I wouldn't have them back if that's what they. Yeah.
All right.
Because I still think by the third date, you don't really know. You spent 3 times the space of a short chunk of hours with that person. You don't really, I know if there's a connection and everything, but I think you should like kind of build on that and deepen it, and you know, not necessarily through taking them back for a coffee.
Okay, so my mate, he always said to me, look, Jules, don't fall in love before you bang. Don't.
Yep.
Okay,
right?
Because it is try before you buy. If you fall in love with a person, yeah, and I mean that, you could not, you know, if you love a person, like say you guys love me, I love you guys, it's because you love the person. Oh, I love that guy, or I love that girl. You know, you love that person. But if you're in love with a person and you haven't banged yet, you're going to be massively disappointed if that sex chemistry ain't there. What can you do now? You're in love with a person that you don't have a chemistry with sex with. And it's like, So one of the comments, obviously, I shout out to all, but this one's saying you're not implying anything that is toxic thinking. So if someone invites you back to their house, they're not implying that they want to take you to bed. No, I don't know who that viewer is, 7155, but I don't know. Let's do a poll. I'll actually do a poll and we can find out what people think. I'll do it on the next one. But I truly believe if anyone invites you back to their house on a first, second, or third date, they are implying one thing, and it ain't Jeffrey Dahmer thing. I'm talking the real thing. Do you get what I'm saying?
Bloody well would be if you wrong one coming back. Oh God.
Get the camera.
Oh my God.
Get the camera. Fucking hell. Oh shit. I shouldn't even really laugh about it, but it is funny. Okay, cool. Where would you guys go on a third date? Bearing in mind the first one was successful, second one was successful, wherever you went, third one, it's third date time. How are you dressing and where are you going? This is like, I believe, the one where you're going to cement the deal for the desired outcome.
I think I would do something like go to like a gig or a sporting event, and then like that's like during the day, and then leave there and kind of carry it on and like, you know, have drinks and food and stuff like that. So that's what I think.
A sporting event.
Or like a musical event, like, you know, like just like some sort of gig that you can kind of go to and just see how they are in that situation, and like, you know, how they interact with you, and yeah, just basically it's creating a memory like of something. And
so what you wearing, Liz?
What would I wear? I would probably depending on the gig, I would wear something like, I don't know, like a nice dress and some boots, or I'd wear sort of smart cash again.
Is the lingerie on? Liz, is the lingerie on for the third date?
The lingerie's always on.
Even the first date?
Always. Just in case I get in a car crash and the ambulance have to rip my shirt open. Come on.
Yeah, I love that. Support the NHS. Fucking hell, applaud Liz for that. Come on. I should be a paramedic. No, I love that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Michael, third date. Where are you taking? Where are you taking them? Or where are they taking you?
I can. Second.
Go on, Michael. He's a bad man like that. He don't even go on third dates. Michael lands it on the second date. I love it. Come on, yes, Michael. What a hero, legend. Mate, there is no third date. I fucking bang on the second date. I'm there. Seal the deal, Jules. Frozen works, brother. I'm telling you. Okay.
It does. I'm telling you, Frozen works.
It works.
Frozen as 6 of my last 6 dating has worked for me.
Jeez. Go on, Michael. Easy.
Right?
I honestly, I wouldn't even know where to take a third date. I think that would be time for them to make a decision, because I made the decision on the first 2. I'd probably put it to them and be like, so where are we going on this next date? Just to see what they'd want to do. And if they turned around and said, I just want to go and watch Frozen, I'd be like, fuck it, let's go and watch Frozen. But that is an invite to their house. So I'm already thinking, all right, cool, no underwear.
Oh my God.
I'm winding you up. But if they were saying, right, let's go to an event, like a comedy gig, or I like that you said musical or theatre. I actually love the theatre, to be fair. If they took me to the theatre and then asked me for my star sign, I would definitely be saying that, shit, you may as well come back to mine. Do you know what I mean? That's an invite to mine. And if they come into my space, it's game over for them. Yeah. Game over. So that's cool. I love that. Guys, oh my God, I love that. Truth Seeker just put, I would take them to an escape room to see how we work as a team. I love it.
That's a
brilliant one. That's a brilliant one. Escape rooms. Yeah, definitely.
Be really funny. You know those like scary houses, haunted houses? Oh, that would be funny.
I would definitely not go on a third date if she took me to a haunted house. It's not happening. I'll be like, nah, she can immediately know, why don't you do those things? I'll be like, hold on a minute. You asked me for my star sign and you asked why I don't do those things. Behave yourself. Do you know what I mean? What are you talking about? Absolutely love it. Yeah, it'd be interesting to know what questions would you ask on a first date? What do you need to know on a first date? This is really important because for some people it's not, but for some people it is. And I suppose there's a way to ask so that you get the answer that you need, but you didn't really make it so blunt about it. Do you get what I mean? So I'm going to ask you, Liz, would you date a guy unemployed?
It wouldn't bother me as long as he had aspirations and ambition. Like he might be in between jobs. He might be trying to create his own business, which means technically he's not earning at that time. So might have just been made redundant, or, you know, may have just been going through a major thing in life, and everyone's human. So yeah, I wouldn't rule it out.
Michael, would you date a girl who's unemployed?
No.
But
it would definitely go against it, because I earn enough money for me to do what I want to do. I don't want to be paying for someone.
But how do you ask that question? How do you find that out before you take them on a date or while you're on the date? Because let's get it right. In essence, when you're dating someone, you're not qualifying them, really. Because you've got a desired outcome.
Yeah. I mean,
basically.
All right.
And see the job.
It's quite an easy question. You just say, yeah, so what do you get up to then? What do you do?
What do you do? Yeah.
Do you ever ask someone for their body count?
No.
No?
You wouldn't ask? You wouldn't even try and find out?
I wouldn't even. No.
It depends how the conversation's going. If then if you can slip into it, but it all depends on the person.
Okay, so what if they asked you? How do you respond to that?
What if they asked me how much I weighed?
No, Liz, not the weight. Body count, as in like how many people they've been with. I'm talking about how much they weighed.
Oh,
bless you. Nah, body count, as in how many people they've been with, not how much they weigh.
Well, see, I don't know. I haven't got a clue. So, okay, first of all, that wouldn't be something I personally would ask or be bothered about.
You wouldn't want to know if a guy has been with shitloads of girls.
I think you can normally kind of tell, I think, can't you? If guys have, they're quite, I don't know.
Let's imagine though, that the reason you're asking isn't to find out if like, oh my God, he's a player, he obviously bangs loads of girls. In the subconscious, realistically, are you not trying to find out whether or not he's going to bang you good? A guy what would you rather have, right? Would you rather have someone who's never driven a car drive you to the other side of the country, or would you someone who's an experienced driver drive you to another country? I mean, would you have someone who's never flown a plane fly your plane, or would you want someone who has shitloads of experience?
I have an issue in telling them if they asked me, because you know I wouldn't have an issue at all. I wouldn't. It's not something I would necessarily feel was a biggie for me to ask somebody or to even know from somebody. However, if we got on the subject and they were talking about it and they said, you know, I have had, like, when I was younger, I've been with a lot of women, that's fine. I wouldn't judge them on it. Like, is what it is.
Let's flip that. Imagine if he turned around and told you he's a virgin.
Well, then I'd feel like a lot of pressure.
Why?
Well, because you feel like a teacher with a
This is my point, yeah. You're not wanting to fly the plane. Good. Right, don't tell me that on a date you don't do this. I think maybe some people don't do it as consciously as I would, but they would do it subconsciously. They're trying to qualify. They're finding out answers just to make sure that it's worth their while. Otherwise, it really wouldn't. Imagine. I mean, you need to what? Let's imagine now that they are they have a belief, and their belief is so strong that it's against yours. So, for example, zoos. You mentioned zoos earlier, Liz, and you don't like zoos. Why don't you like zoos?
Because I don't really like that animals are
prisons.
captured.
Yes, animal prison. That's cool. That's fine.
Yeah. You know, it's not something I particularly believe in. No.
So do you then see in that person either the conscious thinking or the ignorant thinking? Are they aware? Do they agree with what you said? But they still just want to go there anyway because it is what it is? Or
well, it depends, because they could just be doing it because they think, oh, she like that. They could just be doing it because if I said I love animals, they might think, oh, I'll take her to the zoo. She loves animals. And actually, if you heard me properly,
I love animals. Good. I'm gonna take you to an animal prison.
Yeah. So
I love zoos.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's fine. Everybody's different, aren't they? But
exactly. The perception is different in different people.
So yeah, and I wouldn't judge them on it. I wouldn't be like, oh God, right, I can't, the connection's great. They're a nice person, but they took me to a zoo. I don't like zoos. I wouldn't be like that. So, but I would make it clear. I'd be like, yeah, this isn't my favorite place, but there you go.
There you go. Michael.
Yeah. Well, the body count thing is a hard one because if someone's fucked 100 people, it don't mean they're good at sex. Because if they were that good at sex, no, of course it don't.
It might just mean they had a high sex drive.
I drive a lot. It doesn't mean I'm a good driver.
Good.
Okay. I mean, that is, but you're much more experienced than someone who's never driven before.
Yeah, but so let's put it differently. So if somebody's had sex with 3 different people,
right?
But over a 10-year span, so they could have had sex with those people. They could be having sex with them every single day for those 10 years. Whereas one person has had sex with 100 people. I've got friends who have had sex with loads of people, and then if you speak to the girls they've fucked, they're not very good because they're literally, because they fuck so many girls, it's just like in, out, done. The girls don't really get much out of it.
Oh, so you're talking about intimate, almost like tantric sex, intimate, full of, like, the thing is, you do learn a person, don't you, as you develop time, So you're talking about someone who has had experience, say like 3 or 4 people, but they've had them for a long time. If anything, what you're doing is highlighting how good you are at staying with someone. Is that what you're getting at?
Pretty much, yeah. But when I have sex, I don't do it just because it feels good. I also thrive off the other person. So, and if you put me against someone that's whatever I do, just normal stuff in life. If I do it with someone else, I like that more because I'm doing it with someone else. So a guy that's had sex 100 times, if it's only 3 minutes a time and he's like, done, he's not good at sex then, is he?
Yeah, just because I get
because all he's doing is getting his own end away.
Yeah, you're highlighting that he's good at satisfying his own needs rather than someone else's needs. Did you get what I'm saying? Yeah, that's cool. And also I suppose it's stamina, or if not stamina, just endurance. But that could be something that maybe he can't control, but the thing is, surely he wouldn't get a lot of girls if that were the case. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, I literally, when I was a doorman, the amount of girls people would get as doorman, and then you speak to the girls that are like a day or so after, it's like, that's shit.
Yeah. So one thing is for sure, on a first date, you don't ask for a body count, or you do?
No.
It all depends on the circumstances. If the conversation goes that way,
straight away, I don't want a virgin. That is a fact. I do not want a virgin. I don't. Because if I want to act how I want to act, how I have sex, and she's a virgin, she'd be fucking shitting herself. She would be so afraid. I'd be like, oh, what? I'd be like, oh, fucking hell, like, what? You don't like that? She'd be like, nah. I'd be like, but that's what it's for. It's meant to be pulled. What are you talking about? Do you know what I mean? What the fuck? What, you don't like that? What do you mean? That's what it's for. It's meant to be gagged. What are you talking about? You know what? What? Oh no! I'm like, fuck this. This is fucking shit. I don't want that.
Get the picture.
Point is, I believe everyone does their qualifying in their own way. Do you get what I'm saying? And you have to. You have to. That's to establish the next steps. You know what I mean? You wouldn't want to. You get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? Right. So, next question. We asked about, do you find out if they're employed or not employed? Do you find out like what their body count is and stuff like that? Then I think one of the most important things that you also should ask up front is, do you have kids?
Yes.
Or would you have done that prior to the date? Like some people won't even go on a date.
I would have done that prior. I would have done that prior.
Okay.
Something you don't need to bring up. You would have established that before the date.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, that would have been a qualifying question.
Yeah.
Right. Qualifying question, isn't it? Like in the texts, you'd find out. You wouldn't even wait till the date. You sure?
Would it bother? One did have. You had a great connection, and
someone just put rubber CRB check on them. Is that CRB check? Like if you know one of them you do before you go work in a school? Is that one of them ones? That's CRB. What is that?
Yeah.
Do a CRB check on them. Yeah, fucking hell. I'm laughing about it, but actually, it's a crazy world. You might want to do your background.
That's a good shout.
I'm going to ask you guys, before you date someone, let's imagine you just met them and you exchange numbers and you're chatting away, but actually the chemistry was there initially. Say you met them somewhere like a barbershop, or you met them wherever you met them. It could have been in the queue in pharmacy or wherever the fuck you met. I don't know where you met them, but let's say that you hadn't had time to actually you're talking, texting, but you know when you've got like a 3-day window, if it's been longer than a week or 2 weeks, do you think they're just long? Do you think they're just not interested, or they're just, you know what I mean? It's got to be within a window, hasn't it?
They might be busy. They might be.
Really?
Again, it depends on circumstance.
It does depend on circumstance. They could have got hit by a car in hospital.
Well, they're not going on a date then, are they?
Well, no, but
when they get ready.
Should look both ways. You know what I mean? Sorry. You know what I mean? Fucking hell.
You must be a fucking dumber. So
I'm really interested to find out from our viewers some of your questions that you ask on a first date to try and establish what you're working with. Do you think it's important? Like we already established the first date, second date, and the third date. What were the locations for the third date? Michael obviously doesn't go on third dates because my man's 007 out here. He just gets it done like within 2 dates.
Mine was a gig, like.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, gig.
Something, or a theatre, something like that, or a musical gig or something like that. So.
For me, a third date.
I like your answer. The fact that they can pick, or there's more input from both of you.
Yeah.
Rather than just all on one person's head.
For me, a third date is always a dining. It's dining. We're going out to eat, and I always establish a circle table. If it hasn't got a circle table, then I will always sit in an L shape. That is how I do it. And the reason for that is, even though we've been on 2 dates prior, what I need to establish now is her table manners. I need to know if this girl, what she does. Do you get what I'm saying? Like her etiquette. Is she capable? Obviously, if she's qualified the first 2 dates, I'm quite confident. Do you get what I mean? I'm like, yeah, she's going to be all right. And then I would see what she wears to dinner. Do you know what I mean? We've already gone IKEA. We've already gone for a picnic. We're going out to dinner now tonight. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's see where we're going with this. So what I'm establishing is, first date, second date, third date. All right, cool. Thanks for your input. Let's go through with these comments. And if you haven't done so already, you should definitely be hitting that like and subscribe button. If you've watched the episode this far, yeah, you know you should. Okay, let's go. It's one of the first things I told whoever I was dating was that you were a mum. Okay, yeah, you need to let them know that straight away. Not ask, but indirectly see if they're open-minded or not. Yeah. How would you ask that? How would you find that out? How would you find out if they're open-minded or not? What was the reason the last relationship ended? What's about my last one? But I'm in a relationship. Go on, Liz. Go on, Michael. What you say?
I was saying discussing certain scenarios and seeing their reaction to those scenarios. And you'll be able to see whether they're more sort of open-minded, more judgy, more narrow-minded. So
like you could ask something like, "Do you think Hitler was right?"
Yeah, right.
Throw him right in the deep end. What the fuck did you just say? I'm only asking you to find out what you said. All right, no, that's enough. That's enough. I believe you. Cool. Yeah.
Topics that are, sensitive, possibly topics that are, sort of current affairs and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Come on in the comments. Someone says, I like to pay attention to how they treat the waiter. It's always a giveaway.
Absolutely.
So I want to ask for your initial reaction on this, Liz and viewers. I always ask for people's names. Okay, now I've been with girls where initially it is seen as, why are you flirting in front of me like that? I'm not flirting with you in front of that. I need you to, and I have to explain myself. I always say to them, you need to understand that how we treat them is how our food's going to turn up on this table. And I promise you, through life, the best thing you can do is ask for their name and treat them nice, because we will get the best service. It isn't me flirting, but I need them to feel good. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. Then they feel good serving you. Absolutely.
Yeah. But it also would highlight to me one of those girls that's going to get insecure when another girl comes along. Do you get what I mean? Like if you're feeling that way now, and bearing in mind you're sat here at this table with me, not her. Why are you feeling that way already? Do you get what I'm saying? You are? Suppose I'd feel the same way, but I wouldn't feel the same way because I do it. But if she said to the waiter, "What's your name?" and he said, I'm whoever and whatever, like, yeah, sweet, good drills, good drills.
Tyrone.
Who's on the throne? Tyrone. Have you seen that film? You seen that film? What was it? Another Hood. Yeah, it's brilliant. Adam Deacon. Shout outs to Adam Deacon. That man got pissed on in his career. Horrible. He got bullied. I don't like that side of the world, but yeah, great film. Great laughs. When he gets his muscles out, he's like, touch that. I let you touch that. I allow you. He makes him touch his muscles. Oh, fucking hell. Brilliant film. All right, guys, that's been a really interesting episode. And I really appreciate you guys for not really knowing what I was going to ask and then just being honest. It's been really insightful. Really insightful. Hope you guys enjoyed it. All those viewing and watching right now on the lives, either on YouTube or TikTok or where else are we, Michael? What's that one? Twitch. We're on Twitch as well. We've also got a Discord channel for the Elite Thinking Club. So if you'd like to continue the conversation or just chat to us, head over to Discord, type in the Elite Thinking Club and find us. Same on YouTube, the Elite Thinking Club. You'll find us. Me, Michael, and Liz. We've done loads of episodes on loads of stuff. So if you enjoyed tonight's chat, head over to there right now, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and watch another one of our episodes on any of the subjects that you think are going to be interesting to chat about. Michael, Liz, love you guys. Thank you so much for being here tonight again. Is there anything else you want to add to the episode before we say goodbye?
No, I think we covered it.
I love that. Well, just a quick summary then. To remember, there is an age rule. And the age rule for successful dating is half your age, add 7 years. That is the cutoff. You shouldn't be with anyone younger than that. Always pick the location. We've established that a location needs to have an atmosphere. So it needs to have food and it needs to have a specific talking point for you both to talk about. And well, other than that, I think we've nailed it. I suppose there's loads more. We could probably do another episode on this, but we'll just have to wait and see from all the comments and all the feedback and go from there.
So, Jules, when are you going to be the next presenter for Blind Date?
I feel I'm doing really well at it. Yeah, I'll be all right, to be fair.
That'd be pretty cool.
I'd like to be a contestant, if I'm honest, Liz. I'd like to have the screen there and 3 to choose from. I would ask the best questions to find out who the 3 are in there. You know what I mean? I'd be like, okay, question to number 1.
I'd like to see it the other way around, though, where you're being asked.
What's that? What's that, Michael?
I'd like to see it the other way, where you're being asked and not asking.
Yeah, you could ask me questions. What? So up against 2 others? Up against 2 others? Yeah. I don't do that. No. I don't put myself in those positions. If I'm on a girl's radar and she's got 2 other guys interested, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's just not on my thing. So the blind date thing is I'm the one making the decisions because that's the setup. It is what it is. I will never put myself in a position where I feel like I have to compete. I'll be like, girl, do you even know who I am? Do you know what I mean? We want to compete. Behave yourself. Pull that screen back and let her just see us right now, and then she can make a decision. I'm not even having it. Get out of my face. Yeah, brother. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate that. I love you guys all the time. Michael, Liz, you guys all the time. Every single episode. I can't thank you guys enough. I'm looking forward to when we reach 500 subscribers because Michael's going to get a tattoo of the Elite Thinking Club. And if we reach 1,000 subscribers, we'll be doing a live episode at the Haunted Church down here in Essex and Canewdon. talking about witches and ghosts and all that good stuff. So, God, if you want to help, get over to the YouTube now, hit our subscribe button, help us build the channel, and we will see you on the next one. Same place, same time, 8 p.m. Everyone, everywhere, peace and love.